Hi HCGers, HCG Berry Babe checking in. Today I'm reporting on day 2 of quote-unquote VLCD. It's 40 something that I've been on the pallets, but today was the third day that I've been attempting to do what I would call the VLCDs. And after 2 days I'm down 3.3 from 167.4. So I started a new graph since I kind of started a new program. There's not a whole lot to see there, but it's nice that I'm down. This is the old one. I'm down below where I was when I screwed up here. So I reported on Facebook this morning that I had 100 points yesterday, and I want to correct that. In retrospect, when I was reviewing the plan that I had set out, I only had 95 points. So Rilla had 100, so she won the day. I had eaten off what I call tier 2, which are foods that I can eat, but they're not the best things to choose. Might be a little bit like if you're following Simeon's Pop, but you eat Brussels sprouts or broccoli. It's still a veggie, and it's a green veggie, and it probably won't hurt you, but it's not exactly the program that you would ideally like to follow. So I managed not to eat at night. I was still awake at 3 in the morning, and I did do one of my protein powders mixed with water. I have to do at least 2 a day, ideally 3. So I didn't eat after 8 o'clock. I did do a protein shake at 3 in the morning, and I felt empty, but I didn't feel sick hungry. And lately let me back up a little bit. Sometimes the only way I feel hungry is when I feel the physical symptoms. My blood sugar is swinging, or I'm just really empty. And I have 2 pouches from 2 bariatric surgeries, and sometimes I feel like my pouches are sucking air. I don't know how else to explain it, and I get nauseous or lightheaded. And so yesterday I inadvertently, I think, did my pellets 4 times instead of 3 times, and I have been doing 5 pellets instead of 4. And today I experienced that thing I've been wishing for, that I could care less about eating, that so many of you get and I've had from time to time. I don't know if it's because I've had 2 days of MOP, and so maybe the carbs are more out of my system. Maybe I just wasn't getting enough HCG with my reduced absorption. Even sublingually, it's very possible that I wasn't getting enough. So I'm going to do 4, and I do end up being awake so late that I think I'll target the 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then I'll do a late evening one, and see how that works, because I love not caring. Still torn, pulled, had to go. I got a daughter who's got a cold, and so they've pretty much, between the 2 daughters, pretty much cleared out my Kleenex stash. And so I offered to get, they like the ones with lotion. I don't like them because I don't feel like I can get wiped well enough. And so I had to stop. The store I went to is called Myers, and it's kind of a sort of scaled down Walmart. It's a private Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky company for those of you in my area. But it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And I've talked before about how it starts at Halloween and all the crap that's out there that just calls to me. So now here's the food porn. I'm pushing the cart, and I've got my list, and down the middle aisle is where they have all the provocative stuff. I can keep from going down the aisle where they have all the Christmas goodies. for the stockings. I'm not doing tons of candy in the stockings. You know, my girls are adults, and so I still have done stockings, but it's very scaling way back. I buy things that I'm not likely to eat, because if I buy a bag of something, I may end up having to buy another bag before Christmas, and it's like, no. So I'm walking down, and I see, the first thing I see is green Hershey Kisses mints, and my husband loves those, and I don't mind them, but he loves those. And I thought, he had a gastric bypass, but he's put on all his weight. No, he doesn't need that. So then I walk on a little farther, and I see Hershey's. It's a Hershey bar, but it's peppermint. And my oldest really likes the Ghirardelli peppermint bark. And so I looked. I didn't touch it. I just looked, and I thought, well, that would be novel, because I love to find out of the way things we haven't had in before, like white chocolate Kit Kats and things like that. Because it's, when you shop around, you see things, and they never get out to do that. But I thought, no. So then I shop around a little more, and I'm doing okay resisting. I stand at the end of the chip aisle. No, nothing down there I need to be looking at. And I come back around, and I'm on my way to checking out. And one of my very favorite things are the Hershey's Kisses. There's a chocolate theme going on here, don't you think? Hershey Kisses with the cherry inside. They call them cherry cordials. And they're wrapped in like pinky red paper. And they bring them out at Valentine's and at Christmas. And that just stopped me cold. And I thought, oh, and I remember, kind of like with the Junior Mints, remembered the in my mouth, and how when you put them in your mouth and then you hold them just a little bit and then you squish them and all that cherry squeezes out. There was not one scenario that I could come up with where buying that candy made any sense at all. Well, I'll buy them and I'll save them until I'm in P4. Hell. Will I ever make it through a P3, let alone get to P4? And I shouldn't be eating that crap anyway. And I can't handle a whole bag. It's too bad they don't sell, and I've seen them sometimes, just the regular Silver Kisses, in little, 59-cent bags where they put 6 or 8 in there. But to have a pound of something that, we've talked about how the sugar goes right to the cocaine centers, and I just go high, and then I jones over it. So I walked right by. Did not. And it's like, okay. Because, we just talked about, my husband's in the Lions Club, and they're raffling off this giant TV, and he's the one that has to be there first thing in the morning to set it up, and then he has to go back at night to pick it up. And I said, seems like we just did this. And he said, well, last year. And the older you get, the faster time goes. And so it's like, you know what? Valentine's Day will be here. And then Christmas will be here. So if I'm in a position that I can handle that particular item at that time, then I'll get some. But no, putting them in the freezer doesn't work. No. So that was monumental. Now here's what I'm waiting for is the backlash. Because it seems like a lot of the time when I have a face-off with something that I want but I don't imbibe in, down the road is kind of like a whiplash effect, and I get blindsided and get a craving and eat something. Having the points to be able to look at, eating off tier 2 cost me points. Is it worth it? So now the next time before I have something off tier 2, I'm going to think, right now, is this worth losing points over? And, and the system's still novel enough and new enough, and Real and I are new enough doing this with each other that, no, it's not worth it. And really yesterday the carbs were calling, and I went out and I walked to get the hell out. Today, I took my husband to his eye appointment in the morning. You know, old folks, it's like, seems like everybody getting out of the car going into the eye doctor was old folks. And I laughed. I thought, yeah, well, I'm one of them. He had to have his eyes dilated, so I went and drove home. So I went and sat. And so I got up and got dressed. And so I was already dressed, which is a big start to the day. And because we'd already been out and around into the grocery store, that's usually what we do on Friday nights for a hot date, is we go pick up toilet paper or something like that. And because I can't eat, can't go to the restaurant, because, you know, guys, getting a chicken breast on lettuce, no, I'd rather not eat than have to order that someplace. I've been known just to sit there, then pay $15 for something that's like, I don't want it. It may not taste good when it gets here. I don't do lettuce most of the time anyway, and naked chicken gets caught. So we were over by the eye doctor. They have a turkey place, and I said, I can't, you know, I could have had naked turkey, but no, it's all the carbs. I'm going to eat them on Thanksgiving, though. Talk about a planned cheat. So, I hear Peggy screaming for vlogs. Here you go, Peggy. I'm happy to be vlogging. I'm happy to feel like I want to be vlogging and sharing, and it feels good to be back. My substitute teaching is finally, the credential, quote unquote, is in order. I had to have the private company give me the okay. I had to get all this paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Finally got the numbers from the ISD, and I went online, and there are no jobs posted, so I don't exactly know what Monday mornings at 5 o'clock is going to look like with the phone ringing. Whether I'm even going to get a call, I don't know. But so my life is going to change, and I won't have, if I work consistently, I'm going to be one tired cookie, because I'm old and it's physical. You're on your feet all the time, and when you work with the severe ones, a lot of them are adults, and you're changing diapers and lifting them in and out of wheelchairs and things like that. So depending on the classroom you end up with special ed, they service till age 26. So you never know when you go in what you're going to end up with. And my sleep cycle's so off that, you know, I may go MIA for a little bit just because I can't stay awake. But other than that, looking forward to the Ohio meetup. I'm excited that we may get some out-of-towners. That's always fun to... I've been trying to figure out how to get to Texas, but I don't... You know... can't afford it at this point. I'm glad you guys are looking at coming. So, I'll say hey to Rilla, keep up the good work, and I probably will be talking to you over the email tonight. So that's all for now. Bye-bye.